Well, hello everyone. Remember me? It's Auntie Cathy. I know I've been away for a while, but I have a story to tell, and it's lengthy, so we may do this in two parts. But hello, all my beautiful family. I missed you guys so much, and I have been going through some things, but I'm here to talk about it today. So let's unpack. As you can see, my look is a little different, but that's okay. I'm evolving, and hopefully, I come out on the other end looking and feeling as good as I want to. So let's start back in the beginning here. No longer in Ohio. Mr. Lamar Daniels, that guy, and me, Auntie Cathy, have relocated to Las Vegas, Nevada. So you say, well, what'd you do that for? Many reasons. Reason one, we just had to get out of Ohio. When you know someplace or something or someone is not uh, serving you the way you need to be served as far as life, period. You're not happy, nothing you're doing is working. It just seems like it's causing others more pain than you happiness to be where you are. Sometimes you have to do the difficult thing, and that is sometimes to leave. And when you leave, sometimes you leave your comfort zone. And that's what we did. We hopped on a Greyhound, and I swore on a stack of Bibles that would never happen again. Bus trips are overrated. They are terrible. If you could avoid Greyhound, do it because it was miserable. We traveled 3 days cross country on that bus, on several buses. And it was a hot mess, literally a hot mess. So we get to Greyhound on the evening of the 6th. No, the evening of the 4th. And God bless my friend, Nora, who took us to the bus station and has been a constant and true friend to me. I mean, like a sister. And I just love her to pieces. Shout out Nora Green. But not to say that there aren't others who I say have been there for us because they have, and we have had a small but full support system. And needless to say, we got on that bus. First mistake. The first bus driver, listen, I don't know what their sense of entitlement is, where you get on this bus that you paid for, mind you. You paid for that seat. You paid for particular treatment. He started off wrong. He was yelling at us, talking about you can't stop here. I'm trying to catch my breath. Now, anybody that knows me knows I have respiratory issues. I have my lupus, my fibromyalgia, and a number of other things we won't go into right now. But needless to say, I'm trying to get on this bus. I'm rushing. My son's trying to get the luggage onto the bus. He's rushing. My friend is trying to help me. He's yelling at us. Hurry up, get on the bus, hurry up, I don't have time for this. No, you have time. If you have to be a little late, but you still have time because I paid for this. So we get on the bus, we get to our seats, we get situated. So what does this bus driver do? I don't want to hear anybody talking on this bus while I'm driving. I want it silent. Last I looked, I am 57 years old. I am not a child. I'm not a child. Who are you talking to? So, me being Auntie Cathy and just very sweet and docile and, just don't want to don't want any commotion. I really didn't say anything and I was trying to keep my hot-headed son from going up there and knocking him on his feet. Needless to say, we're on this bus. Nobody paying him no attention. People still talking on the bus. Because you can't tell me, an adult, that I cannot talk. So needless to say, we are on the road again. We're huffing, puffing down the road. We get to our next stop where we have to switch buses. And like I said, I don't know whether it's a sense of entitlement or not, but even the next bus driver was so rude and nasty. Now, I get it. I get it. People will make you angry. There are people who will make you angry and just make you hate your job, make you just want to just go off. But I will say this again, I paid for my ticket. I paid to be on that bus. I didn't get I didn't pay to be herded like goats. I didn't pay to be treated like children. So needless to say, we got through that stop and it just seemed like it just kept on going and kept on going and kept on going, and it's just like from one driver to the next, it's just a mess. So we do our layovers, we're around people who don't want to be there, we're around people who are excited to be there, or they're hurrying up to get where they're trying to go, like us. So needless to say, we finally get on a bus that we think is going to be okay. New driver, she'd never done this before. Poor thing. They put her on a bus that broke down not less than a mile away from the bus station. This was in, I think this was in El Paso, Texas. So we get a few blocks away from the bus station. They said, it's overheating, it stopped running, it wouldn't move. We had to get off the bus. You couldn't open up the windows. It was a mess. And it was 100 and some odd degrees. I think it was 115 that day. So if it's 115 outside, can't you imagine what it was on the inside of that bus with no air? Y'all, I'm fat. I don't do that. I don't do that. Now, unless I'm there to legitimately sauna on purpose, then that's different. I was not there for that. So, she's on the phone with the bus company saying, what should I do? They tell her, bring it on back and let's switch it out. So first they were going to say, well, no, don't switch it out. We'll just try to fix it. No, switch it out. So they switch us over. Now, meanwhile, in the process, they are throwing people's bags into the throwing people's bags under the bus, trying to get these buses switched over. So we finally get on this bus. We think that everything's going to be okay. It's usually when you expect things to be okay that they're usually not okay, and that's exactly what happened. So we're trucking down the road, trucking down the road. We thinking everything's gonna be all right. We only got a couple more stops, and we're gonna be in Vegas. It's gonna be all good, yay! No, I felt so bad for this girl. She was so frazzled because she's just like, I am so sorry. The heat doesn't work. We can't accelerate past 45 miles per hour, and we don't know what to do. Now, mind you, it's so hot on this bus that the people next to us in the seat over, this man has passed out and slid off the seat, y'all. Passed out and slid off the seat, but everything's okay. So she's calling, trying to get some assistance, and they're just giving her the roughest time. No, try to make it to the next stop. No, try to make it to the next stop. It's like, listen, people are in here sick now. So we finally get to Mesa, Arizona on this hot ass bus. Mind you, we had stopped at a rest stop maybe about half an hour before that, before we got to Mesa. People got off the bus there and just ended up getting a room across the street from the bus station until the next day so they could get on a normal bus that was actually working. We tried to thug it out. We did. We tried to thug it out, and Lamar's watching me sweating and going through these changes. This is not good for me. I'm stressed out. I'm super hot. My blood pressure is super high. We got to get off this bus because they're clearly not going to send a replacement tonight. So in Mesa, we got off and we got a room across the street. Now, mind you, you would think that Greyhound would take some accountability for all the things that they've done wrong up to now. You would think so. It didn't happen. So, needless to say, we got off, got recuperated, and waited for the next bus. Got on the next bus and finally got here to Vegas. Thank God. So we're trying to retrieve all of our things. There's a bag missing. Where is our bag? Called Greyhound, said there's a bag missing. It was missing in between this rest stop in Mesa. We need to know what's going on. I complained to them about the treatment, the lack of respect for the drivers, to the riders, the lost luggage that had all of my medication in it, mind you, all of it. They did nothing. So, of course, once I get settled in, and I'll explain all that in a minute, I'm going to have to get an attorney. And I'm going to sue the Greyhound out of them because it was unnecessary. And the treatment was unnecessary. Just from the beginning all the way to the end of complaints. Just lack of, we don't really give a damn how bad it was for you. We got your money. We got you where you need to go. Deuces. No deuces. We're not doing that. So, needless to say, from Ohio to Nevada, we made it. So we checked into our room and got situated, and it just felt so good to be in the air and to be in the bed and just to relax. It was a mess. And I tell you now, ladies and gentlemen, let me get up close. I'm not getting back on a Greyhound unless it's to save my life. If I can't drive, if I can't fly, if I can't catch a train, I am not going. The bus is the devil. I'm convinced. So, needless to say, we're here. So, it's been a little rough. It's been a little rough. I was very stressed out. My lupus was not cooperating. The little bit of medicine I did have, it ran out. Then came the insurance garbage. I don't know whether anybody is aware of how it goes when you switch states. Sometimes you have to switch insurances. You have to close out your old cases, open up a new case, and all that kind of business. It sounds simple, but tell you what, it ain't. It's not simple at all. I don't know how many other people have had the pleasure of trying to switch insurances from state to state. But for me, it was a little difficult. I really had a hard time. I'm still having a hard time. I'm still, since July, still trying to get things together. It has been a battle. We have used what money we had. Fortunately, Lamar, that guy, he's handling that business, trying to keep our heads above water, even though sometimes we find ourselves falling below the bottom water line and we may, tread water and drown a little bit, but we are still here. Needless to say, we are moving soon. We are currently living in a weekly. That's a whole nother story. Okay, let's unpack that. Okay. Weeklies sound so good in theory. It's a roof over your head. No, you don't have to pay any of the utilities. You get cable and Wi-Fi. It's fully furnished, the whole 9 yards. At $400 a week, my ass. I guess you do what you got to do when you got to do what you got to do because it's expensive as hell here in Vegas. Benefits. It's the weather is good for my lupus. It is. It's very good for my lupus when I'm not flared up like a Roman candle. You know, this does well for my illness. It's drier here than today is not. Today is the first day it's rain. It's, 40 days and 40 nights, so we're grateful for that. But It gets hot and it stays dry here. And for my lupus, that's okay. We're good with that. But when you are flared out of your mind, where your lupus flared up and your fibromyalgia flared up because you don't have any medicine and haven't had any in months, it can cause situations. And that's where I'm at in situations. I've had to call in favors from all over the planet to help me try to get some medicine to try to maintain. And I'll tell you what, going back and forth to the emergency room is overrated for real. But when you need uh, help, you need help. Now, I diverted. Let's go back to the weeklies. Now, the people here are really nice. They've been very accommodating to us. It's a comfortable situation and an uncomfortable situation. It is so expensive, but apparently it's what's done here. Weeklies are normal in Las Vegas. A lot of people live in weeklies. How the hell are they affording this place? Because it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And I know if it's a struggle for me and mine, I know it's a struggle for other people. And there are agencies up the woo-ha here. But guess what? Everybody is trying to get on. And when everybody's trying to get on, what happens? Everybody trying to come down this pipe, and what happens right here? The bottleneck. Everybody gets stuck right in here because there's just not enough money to help everybody. Every once in a while, you run into a program where, yeah, they might be able to cut you a little help, but how far does that go? So, I really appreciate the weekly, but I'll be glad to get out of here and get back to a monthly. That's what I need. So, that's that. So, we have covered transportation here, medical situations, living situations. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about dating in Las Vegas. I believe honesty is the best policy, especially when it comes to your health and you're trying to date. Now, if you don't know, now you do. I have lupus, fibromyalgia, COPD. I have a colostomy, which means I wear a colostomy bag. So, I don't want to walk into a relationship because I wouldn't want anyone to do this to me. I don't want any surprises. Tell me now so I know what to expect. But I'm going to be respectful and I'm going to be considerate. Not everybody works like that, clearly. I have expressed to a few people, that this was my situation. I try to be upfront and honest. And I have been so curbed, so massively that, I mean, it literally hurts my feelings. When you want to date the person that's going to be evenly yoked with you. And honesty comes with that. So I guess being honest is not always the best policy because not everybody wants to hear the truth. And on the other side of that, I guess it's a blessing in disguise because you don't want to be with anybody who doesn't understand your situation. I don't know how I might be. If someone came to me and told me, listen, I really like you and I want to see this work, but I just need to let you know that I have a colostomy bag. Now, it is not easy dating somebody who has an illness. That I know for sure. And I'm very understanding of that. But if it's not something you can handle, does that mean we can't be friends? Does that mean we can't try to make this work? So I'm asking you, is honesty the best policy, or do you hold off? Do you not say anything until you're in a relationship? But to me, that doesn't make sense because if I hug you, me and Charlie is the name of my stoma. That's the colostomy bag is on top of him, and he comes with me. I'm so sorry. If I choose between him and you, you're not going to be here. He is always. And if you're part of my life, he's a part of my life. You should know what the hell is going on. So I try to be as honest as possible, but not everybody's able to handle the honesty. So I digress and we move on because it just is what it is. So that covers dating because Clearly, there is none. Now, I'm working on just kind of developing friendships right now, and I figure if it's meant to be, it'll develop into something that I need it to be. But for right now, I need to deal with my life and rebuilding, rebranding, that's coming next, and just trying to get my life straightened out in a way that I'm happy with. I would like to have somebody in my life that's happy with me, where I don't have to make sacrifices against what I believe. Just looking to see if there's anybody watching. Are you watching? I don't know. I don't see anybody, but I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. But anyway, I want what I want because I'm going to give you what you want. I guarantee it. And I tell you from the get go, this is what it is. So, my beautiful pink cup. I'm currently drinking probiotic tea. It's a lemon ginseng probiotic. It's very good for my gut. And because I am processing losing weight and trying to just get my gut healthy so that, I can work on getting rid of this colostomy because it's not forever. And even if it was, if the Lord said, Catherine, this is what I need for you to have to stay alive, then I guess me, the bag, and Charlie is just going to be a threesome forever. And if you can't handle that, tough beans. I don't know what to tell you. I come with an adult son, a colostomy bag, medical issues, this face, this body. You know, I have a lot to offer. I think sometimes you have to take the good with the bad, the pretty with the ugly. It is what it is. That's his life. If you don't know that by now, you need to talk to somebody. I don't know what to tell you. Or maybe I do know what to tell you. I just did. So, anyway, let's move on to fun stuff. Branding. Auntie Cathy is still alive and kicking. Auntie Cathy rocks. I'm still creating. I'm working on a lot of waist beads because that seems to be the thing right now. Our waist beads. The girls love those waist beads. And let me say this to my plus size, fluffy, curvy girls. I don't know who told you you could not wear waist beads because body by Kathy says you can. You look good with waist beads. You look good with your midriff open. Don't let I tell you anything different. You're beautiful because you have a little more body than the thin gals. I'm not going to body shame because everybody is who they are. Thin girls wear the body positive outfits and the waist beads. You can do it too. It's a new day, baby. And you can't help how you built. You need to show your curves because they're yours. Don't do it because that's what the guys like. Don't do it because that's what society wants. You do it because it makes you feel good. And I mean, I'm just now really catching up and I'm feeling good about being able to wear midriff bearing outfits. And it's good. I feel good. I'm going to tell you, I had one on the other day, and I'm going to tell you, I was a snack. I was several snacks. If I was somebody looking at me, I'd want a snack. That is so bad. But it's true. When you feel good about how you look, other people perceive differently about you. They look at you because you have this confidence about you that makes them feel good. When you exude confidence to others, it helps build you up. And I am rebuilding myself. So, what do we have as far as our brand? We have Auntie Cathy Rocks, that's the jewelry. We have Body by Kathy, which is the waist beads with the choker and the strand going down the middle. It is très sexy. I am telling you, it's super sexy. And nothing looks better than a choker with a chain of beads going down the middle of your breast to your waist beads. You better ask somebody. It's beautiful. If you don't know, you know now. Ask me about it. I'll be selling them. I'm going to be linking up my new Instagram It is the Auntie Cathy brand Instagram. I haven't done it yet, but I'm working on it. That's my next project. So we've got Body by Kathy. We've got Rabuji Las Vegas. Now, what is Rabuji? Rabuji is a recycling of old clothes into something current, something that you really want to wear. So what I've been doing I've been cutting a lot of outfits in half and making them into two pieces. I told you this whole body positivity thing is a-okay with me because I have been able to cut dresses that were just very, demure and dowdy and just made you feel kind of old. Now, mind you, I'm 57. I think I look good. I don't feel old. I feel seasoned. And when I sprinkle a little bit of that seasoning on those outfits, honey, yes, snack all day long. I was eating. I was eating. So, needless to say, we've got Rabuji Las Vegas. You bring me those outfits that you just cannot stand anymore. Let's flip them. Let's recycle. Let's take and make an environmental stand. Instead of going out and buying and spending all this money on these new outfits, let's take what you already have and make it into what you want. And that's what Rabuji Las Vegas is. So I've also got my literary projects. I have now got a children's book sitting in the stacks waiting to send it to a publisher. I have got my novel, which is a flip mode book. And why I call it a flip mode book, because on one side it's the same character, two different lives. So we've got that sitting in the stacks waiting for me to send it off to a publisher. Publishing costs money, so I don't have none. So that's why it's sitting in the stacks. I've also got a poetry book of about 30 poetry, no, 30 poetry pieces that I've written. I have been kind of writing from the soul. And if you get the book, you'll see, the transition from when I first started to where I am now. So I have got some literary things going on. I even wrote a screenplay. I'm kind of excited for that because it is based off Lamar and a friend of ours back in Ohio, and they were funny just standing still. So you can imagine how silly this little show is. I would love for someone to pick it up. I've got 13 episodes ready. So if you're listening, ask me. Ask me. I'll tell you all about the books. I'll tell you all about the screenplays. I got some stuff for you. So the Auntie Cathy brand has got things happening. It's raining under that umbrella, and it's just waiting for the right moment for somebody to pick it up. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why I'm poor. I don't know why I'm single. Because a woman with as many talents and treats as I have, you think they'd be picking it up like free money. Yet I'm like that dollar bill at the strip joint. They done picked all the fives and tens up, but they done left the dollar on the ground. Why do that? Pick up the dollar. It's valuable. I'm valuable. So, let's see. What else? What else? What else? Ugh, there's probably more, but I think I've unpacked about 30 minutes of all of this, and I don't know whether I can take much more. So, needless to say, let's try. I'm going to really try hard, you guys. Pray for me. I'm going to really try hard to become more consistent with my uploading. Try to give you some day to day activities. Lamar and I are silly. We're the weirdest mother and son duo, because one minute we're ready to chop each other's necks off. Next minute, if you look at my son wrong, I'm ready to chop your neck off. And the same way with him. So, I mean, although we're very protective, we get on each other's nerves, we love each other very much, and we want what's best for one another. And with that being said, there will be more videos coming. So you make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you are commenting and let me know how you feel. suggestions. I'm open. Make sure you tell your friends about me. Make sure you like this video, because when you like this video, then the algorithm picks it up and puts me out there. Don't you want me out there? I want to be out there. Help me. Help me help you. So, needless to say, like, comment, share, subscribe, and come back for more. Auntie Cathy loves you. Stay remarkable, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.